Hello, everyone. It's your girl, Amira, back with another fun-filled episode of our podcast. Now, today's topic is one I'm super excited about because it's something I get asked all the time. Amira, how did you learn English so well? Well, let me tell you, it wasn't in a classroom. It wasn't with some fancy tutor. And it definitely wasn't by studying until my brain hurt. Nope. I learned English in what I like to call the lazy way. Now, if you're sitting there thinking, lazy? How can you learn a whole language by being lazy? Stick with me, my friend, because I'm about to share my story, my secrets, and yes, my occasional moments of pure ridiculousness. Are you ready? Let's dive in. 1. TV shows and movies, my first teachers. So, let me take you back to the beginning. I was just a curious, slightly bored teenager who loved watching TV shows and movies. One day, I decided to watch Friends. You know, the one with Ross, Rachel, and the gang. Little did I know, this show was about to change my life. At first, I watched it with subtitles in my own language. But then, I got bold. I thought, what if I try English subtitles? And oh boy, that was a game changer. Suddenly, I wasn't just watching a show, I was learning how people actually talked. Here's a funny story. I once spent an entire week saying "how you doing" to everyone I met. My friends, my family, even the cashier at the grocery store. I sounded like a total goof, but you know what? It gave me confidence. And that's the beauty of learning from TV shows, you pick up the language and the attitude. Later, I graduated to movies. Action movies, rom-coms, sci-fi, you name it, I watched it. I even started imitating the way actors spoke. For a while, I had a British accent because I watched so many Harry Potter movies. Imagine me walking around saying, "Bloody brilliant," like I was Hermione Granger. 2. Music. My singing and laughing journey. Next on my lazy learning list, music. Let me tell you, music is the ultimate cheat code for learning English. It's catchy, it's fun, and it gets stuck in your head whether you want it to or not. I started with pop songs because they're so easy to sing along to. Taylor Swift, Bruno Mars, Ed Sheeran, you name it, I was belting it out at the top of my lungs. And sure, I didn't always get the lyrics right at first. I mean, I thought Adele was saying rolling in the sheep instead of rolling in the deep for weeks. But here's the thing, every time I looked up the lyrics, I learned new words. And I didn't just memorize them, I felt them. Songs have this amazing way of teaching you emotions, expressions, and even slang. There was this one time I was singing Thinking Out Loud by Ed Sheeran, and my little cousin walked in and said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm practicing English." He rolled his eyes, but hey, it worked. 3. Talking to myself. The secret nobody tells you. Now, here's a lazy method that I don't hear people talk about enough. Talking to yourself. Yes, it sounds weird, but hear me out. Sometimes, I'd look in the mirror and pretend I was a Hollywood actress giving an interview. "Amira, tell us, how did you become so fabulous?" And other times, I'd narrate my day like I was hosting a cooking show. And now, we're adding the pasta to the boiling water. Oh no. It's overflowing. It sounds silly, but it worked. Talking to myself gave me a safe space to practice without worrying about mistakes. Plus, it made me laugh, and that's always a win. This method was amazing because there was no pressure. I didn't have to worry about grammar or making mistakes. It was just me, my imagination, and a lot of over-the-top acting. And you know what? It worked. The more I practiced, the more natural English felt. Plus, it made me laugh, which is always a bonus. 4. Social media, learning in my comfort zone. Okay, let's talk about social media. I know we all spend way too much time scrolling through Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. But did you know you can turn that scrolling into a learning tool? I started following English-speaking creators who posted funny videos, memes, and even educational content. I learned so much slang just from watching TikToks. Like, I had no idea what slay meant until I saw a video of someone saying, "You slay, queen." Here's a tip: if you see a word or phrase you don't understand, look it up. That's how I learned gems like spill the tea, gossip, low-key, kind of, and vibe check, just making sure everything feels right. One day, I used the phrase vibe check in a conversation, and my friend was like, "Wait, when did you get so cool?" I just smiled and said, "TikTok, my friend." TikTok. 5. Surrounding myself with English, the sneaky trick. This is probably the laziest but most effective thing I did. I surrounded myself with English. I changed my phone settings to English, switched my computer to English, and even started watching YouTube tutorials in English. At first, it was a little overwhelming. I accidentally deleted an app once because I didn't understand what uninstall meant. But over time, it became second nature. I also started labeling things around my house. My fridge had a sticky note that said refrigerator, my mirror said mirror, and even my plants got labels like plant and flower. It was like living in a little English learning bubble. 6. Lazy listening, podcasts and audiobooks. Last but not least, I discovered the magic of lazy listening. I'd put on English podcasts or audiobooks while doing other things, cleaning, cooking, or even just lying on the couch. The key here is not to stress about understanding everything. Just let the words flow over you. Your brain picks up more than you realize. I remember listening to an audiobook of The Hunger Games and feeling so proud when I understood whole sentences without looking anything up. It was like my brain had been working in the background the whole time. Wrapping it up. Keep it fun. Keep it lazy. So there you have it, my lazy, fun, and totally unconventional way of learning English. No flashcards, no boring study sessions, just pure, everyday fun. If you're trying to learn English or any language, really, my advice is this: don't make it harder than it needs to be. Find what you love, make it part of your life, and enjoy the process. And remember, it's okay to be lazy sometimes. Lazy doesn't mean unmotivated, it just means finding smarter, easier ways to reach your goals. Thank you so much for listening today. If you enjoyed this episode, share it with your friends, or better yet, try one of these lazy learning tips yourself. Until next time, keep it fun, keep it lazy, and keep being amazing. Bye.